Hey, what is up, Chaos Squad? Welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing just fine. Now let's sit back, do a little fusion dance, and talk about some Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, like I said before, I wanted to kind of do a review on Dragon Ball Super once I caught up. I'm getting there. It's hard to balance all the shows and animes and movies and things I watch and try and catch up on the ones I'm really behind on. But I'm up to about episode 49, so I'm a little bit over halfway caught up. And after the last couple episodes I just watched, I figured I've watched enough of it now to do a little bit of um, a review on what I've seen so far, my thoughts on the series, and what I think, and see what you guys think. So basically, one thing I felt was really interesting and kind of cool in some sense is how they started off the series with the resurrection of F and Battle of the Gods being part of the actual series. It kind of making it was always kind of an argument sometimes with some Dragon Ball Z fans, Dragon Ball fans, of whether or not movies are canon or not, right? So this is kind of cool because it really fortifies the fact that these two, anyways, are 100% canon because they're stuck right in the storyline. Um, Another interesting thing I thought was um, t- he Toriyama. I think I just butchered the name by accident. Akira Toriyama. He he didn't really recognize any of the Dragon Ball GT stuff, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he kind of supervised the writing of Dragon Ball GT, but he didn't have any of the writing. He didn't do any of the writing stuff, so a lot of the fans didn't like it. I don't think I ever actually ended up watching the whole thing. Um, so yeah, it was kind of a hated series or whatever, but it's kind of interesting because he did oversee some of it. But I see that he did take some of it from there because Pan and stuff like that is kind of in this one, right? Um, so yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the movie section. Kind of jumping all over the place. Sorry about that. So basically, the first X episodes for Battle of the Gods are like straightforward with the movie. You can almost just skip through. It's got a little bit, maybe a little extra filler or something here and there, but for the most part, word for word, it's pretty well the same. Resurrection of F, however, has quite a different ending and stuff, which is kind of interesting. Because, like, again, they're making the movies canon and what have you. But maybe not so much that. I don't know. It all worked out in the end. It was just kind of different. Um, and then we go to the tourney, the big tournament, where Beerus and Champa, his crazy fat brother, have a tournament, and we find out that there's different universes. There's like 11 or 12 or something like that. And there used to be more, but this guy called Zeno, he's like the big guy, which is really a small guy, has destroyed about five other universes, and he's really tiny. Um, Lots of humor in the series, your typical Dragon Ball humor. You know, Goku being a knucklehead the way he is, uh, thinking, what's his name? The delivery guy. I can't think of the name. Musaka or whatever. Thinking he's like super strong when he's not. Beerus just tricked him. Um, that's all super funny. We get to see Vegeta has finally kind of in a way caught up to Goku in transformation wise. Anyways, he can do um, the Super Saiyan Blue, which is kind of like in a way Saiyan God transformation. Not quite what we've seen of the red one, but it's one they can do by themselves. He still hasn't achieved Super Saiyan 3, but it's kind of irrelevant, I guess. Gohan still sucks, which sucks. One of my favorite characters. The future Gohan was one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters. I know he's from a movie, but man, he was awesome. Self-taught, had all these cool abilities, just a real hard character, selfless dude. A lot like Goku, but he was really cool. Had some cool abilities, the energy shield and stuff like that. Damn, he was awesome. But yeah, they killed Gohan. Really sucks, but I have a feeling maybe he might be coming back at some point. You know, Mystic or Ultimate Gohan, whatever you want to call him. He was also super sweet too. because he did tell Goku he wanted to train and be on the team, but then his responsibilities got in the way, which, I'm like, come on, Gohan, you fooled us. So I'm watching it on Crunchyroll, obviously, because I don't think it's dubbed up to where it is, obviously, right now. And it's pretty awesome, but I do miss the dub voices. I'm sorry, like, a lot of anime fans will argue the fact that, and it's usually true sometimes, that some dub voices suck really bad. But I don't speak Japanese, so, I mean, I'd rather hear, and sometimes it's poorly translated, too. But there is some animes where dub actors have done incredible jobs, like, Chris Sabat and, like, Sean Schemmel and Brian Drummond and all those guys, and then even the guy that did Edward from Full Metal Alchemist and stuff like that. There's some really good ones out there, and there's Bleach ones. There is good voice actors out there, and like I'd rather pay more attention into the animation and stuff like that than maybe be sidetracked reading a little bit. My opinion, that's maybe another video for another day, but anyways, King Kai's voice, and I can't get over how bad I don't like King Kai's voice in the sub. It's terrible. There's a few other ones too that are god awful. It is really cool though in the series that they have a lot of the original old crew, like Master Roshi still around, which is awesome. You see even Emperor Pilaf and Mai and Shu and stuff like that. Like, cool, really cool. Now we'll get to where I am in the series, where I just watched episode 48, which was the second episode of where they introduced Black Goku, or Goku Black, I think he's called. Wow, this is pretty sweet, because my favorite movie of all time was The History of Trunks. That movie was my favorite because Gohan, he was just awesome. The story was really, like, it had feels, man. Like, when Gohan dies and Trunks finds him, finally ascends, man, tears were shed. Like, holy crap. And it was such an awesome movie. I loved it. It was incredible. And now that they're bringing Future Trunks back into the story again, and kind of following up on that, he went back and did defeat the androids, but it's interesting, I don't think he ever ascended the Super Saiyan 2, so he must have just got strong enough to, in his regular Super Saiyan form, to do it. I would have figured by this time he could at least go Super Saiyan 2, but at this point, it hasn't shown that he can. Maybe even Ultimate Super Saiyan, or whatever you want to call the bigger version, where they're clunkier and slower. Maybe that would have been enough anyways. It just wasn't enough against Super, or a Perfect Cell. But Evil Goku looks like it's going to be a pretty sweet antagonist. So he just got back into the future, kind of freaked out when he seen Goku, and was super pissed. So I was like, damn. And there were some feels with seeing Bulma being killed. Then Mai, it's kind of interesting. He's her boyfriend. They were together or something, really close anyways. That was kind of interesting. And Trunks seeing himself was actually pretty cool. So definitely super excited for this saga, this arc or whatever right now. I hope it turns out to be as good as I think it's going to be. And it's also kind of cool because, when I was younger, watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid, I'm sure we all used to fantasize we were Super Saiyans, wrestle with our kid brothers or whatever have you. Me and my brother used to joke around that one of our villains were like another copy of us, and we were Super Saiyan, and but their energy was black, and they were like a black version because, you associate dark or black with evil. And it's kind of just interesting that there's an evil Goku. And I'm like, I kind of like foresaw this would happen. But not really, So far, I think the series is solid. It was a little slow that it started off with the movies, and they were kind of the same, but there was a little bit of differences with the Resurrection of F's ending and stuff like that. But and there's always been that Dragon Ball Z filler with, Piccolo, Goku getting their driver's license and stuff like that. And we have that in this one where Goku's being a farmer, Chi-Chi's being being a boss, making him, do whatever and not train and whatever. And we got Gohan just wasting his potential, and it sucks. But I feel like maybe eventually we will see, hopefully, a resurrection of the good Gohan. And we're seeing a lot of Beerus, which is really cool because he's a sweet character. I named my dog after him too, so yeah. Anyways, that's my thoughts so far on the series. I'll hopefully be caught up in another week, maybe two max. Depends how busy I am or whatever. But I can chew through these episodes pretty quick, and especially if this next arc is as cool as I think it's gonna be. Let me know what you think down below. I'm looking like Wolverine lately, doing the Wolverine Logan facial do. Yeah, hope you liked it. Chaos Squad, thanks for watching. One thing that's interesting, in the dub versions, it was called Kaioken times 4, times 3, times 20, times 2. And it was called King Kai Fist. Huh. I don't like the subs version. I like how the dub said it was Kaioken, and it's kind of interesting because I don't know, King Kai Fist doesn't really sound right. Let me know.